In an attempt to feed 170 persons in the street, I made the largest pot of rice I've ever made in my entire life, and this is how I did it. I woke up this morning, I said a prayer and committed the intention of the sponsor of this charity and all the activities I'll be doing for the day into God's hand. Then I changed it to a comfortable before pants. I quickly used spag to fix the neck of this tripod because that is what I'm going to use and do all my shooting for the day. The thing actually broke in the night when I was grinding the fresh tomato we'll be using to cook today. I thank God I gave me the wisdom to fix it with spag and sound. And it really worked. The next thing I did was to rush to where they are renting industrial gas and pots. I rented the both of them for 4,500. That is after I done bed, sorted my mouth one bed. If not, they insisted 5,000. Next, I rushed to the frozen store to come and buy 1 carton of orobo. This carton had 15 laps of orobo, and I bought it for 48,000. The seller has to help me cut it, and on my way back home, I have to buy this butter for 1,000. I put the chicken into the bath immediately I got home, and then measure out 5 pints of rice I'll be using to cook for the day. Even though that the 5th pint is not really that full, but I'm not complaining this time. I fired the water I'll be using to steam my rice. I proceeded to go wash out my chicken for the first and the second time. And by the grace of God, I don't even need to record the chicken again, and it's really enough for what I want to use it for. I proceeded to go wash out my rice with cold water first. Somebody actually told me that there's no need of washing rice with hot water again, but I should just wash the rice with cold water and start cooking like that straight ahead. I really wanted to try that this time around, but I was just imagining what happened to all the starch in the rice. I decided to flow along with my hot water therapy. To season my meat, I imported 25 seasoning salt, 5 roll of ginger and garlic powder, 5 roll of thyme, 5 roll of curry, enough fresh pepper, and 5 big ball onions. I mixed everything to cooperate before I fired my pot and covered to be steaming. The way this rice just rise up when I was just imagining within myself, what am I going to import in this rice that will make it to have because taste? The rice automatically became double of what it was when it was fresh. But I kept my hope high. Now my meat is done steaming, so I imported extra water for it to be cooking while I quickly wash out my carrots, my cucumber, and my cabbage. Because my protein is officially done, so I spotted it from the water. I had about to making a decision whether to fry with this small pot or the big pot I'll be using to do the actual cooking because the meat was so big. I concluded to fry with this big pot so that I will fry everything once. So I imported the whole 4 bottles of oil. The oil has finally bleached at this point, so I imported 1 big onion before I imported my protein. The oil did not even cover the meat, but I said to myself, I'll never go back. Oh no. I'm going to fry it like that, baby. While I was cutting water, my niece and my nephew went to go and look for where they will fetch water because we have even used up to the last cup of water in my house. Because we have not had light for many days and there's not even any sign of NEPA bringing light. I thank God that we were able to see water in this well. Even though it was too difficult, but they were able to fetch enough water I used in doing all the whole cooking. They also filled water in all our betting buckets. I thank God for those 2 souls in my life. Because my protein is done, I spotted it from the oil before I imported my 2 big sachets of Sonia tomato paste. Then my 4 buckets of fresh tomato, 5 big ball onions, enough fresh tomato, 5 sachets of ginger and garlic powder, 5 sachets of curry, and 3 sachets of thyme. Then salt and 25 more seasoning cubes. I fried everything until it was done before I imported my protein water. I raised the tomato sachet at the imported because I need all the tomatoes I can get before I imported 10 more seasoning cubes. I imported extra more salt to taste before I adjusted with a little much water. Then I imported 10 more seasoning cubes and mixed about everything I cover for the water to boil. I proceeded to go and finish slicing my cabbage and then my carrots. After something that seems like forever, the water has finally boiled out. I watched the time and this water took over 1 hour to boil out. I imported my rice, mixed before I imported my belly. 10 more